Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Jade. How are you on this lovely Monday?
Oh, I am excited for sunrise.
Yeehaw. And with daylight savings, we're actually hitting sunrise at this time of day, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Although I was so excited for waking up here, being it all bright and like sunrise, like I'll get up just before sunrise. But no, it's pitch black when I get up, and we have to like wait and wait and wait for the sunrise to come up. But
Yep,
that's
yep.
okay. We can deal with that, I suppose.
And I have to admit, I did get caught out yesterday, big time, on the daylight savings thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
anyway. So today is Mad Monday. If you follow the NRL, last night was the NRL Grand Final. Panthers got up. So
Yeah.
there's obviously some tears and some joy on, depending on which side of the camp that you're on. But of course, today would be Mad Monday, and I know here in Newcastle, Mad Monday used to be a very, very wild day out for the boys after the grand final. I know that they would have been partying hard last night, but I thought, it's probably a good analogy to sort of talk about, at the end of 6 weeks solid, you haven't just won the grand final.
No. Yes, you've conquered your life.
Everything's running smooth,
Mhm.
and it can be really easy to sort of go, oh, I can, at the end of the 6 weeks, I can do this, or I'm gonna have a big blowout day, or whatever it is. And it's probably really important to think that this is actually about setting habits in place. So while you may relax some of your habits a little bit, it's certainly not a time to do Mad Monday.
Yeah, don't go off the rails. No Undie Monday is not the trip. Look, hey, if you want to go no Undie Monday the day after, why not make it today? Like you do you, but just really think about that. So we talked a bit about the intent yesterday and what happens when we set the intention if we're going to get inebriated or run amok. But if you're always working towards something and it's just like I just need to get to the end of it, just like a diet, it's like, oh, I just need to get to the end of this and then I can like blow out. Well, that's when the results aren't going to be lasting, right? This is why we find people
Yep.
do these challenges, lose a bunch of weight, or oh wow, sorry, something just got me. Lose a bunch of weight. They get some results and then they go back, usually worse than where they even started from, because they're so proud of themselves that they did it. And then there's like this confidence that comes like, oh, well, if I've done it before, I can do it again. And then they give themselves the permission to drop all of the habits. They just all go out the window. And it's really is that domino effect, right? So once one falls, you kind of allow yourself the permissions of the next one, and then it's the next one, and then it's the knock-on effect, and then, then it's Christmas, and so,
Oh, Christmas time, birthdays,
yeah. You survived your birthday yesterday?
And I survived my birthday yesterday, and I'm fine for it. There's no hangover for the day. I'm not feeling like I've actually missed out on anything apart from being able to see any of my friends because we're all in lockdown. But so
And your rum tasting experience will be waiting for you at the end of the journey.
That's right. That's right. I know that. I sort of fell off a fair bit. I probably fell off gradually after I went through the wild fit last year, and then, and it's like you said, it was gradual. There was I decided I was going to only have alcohol a couple of days a week. That was going to be the constraints on it, and then it turned into, well, it's Christmas and we're on holidays, or and it sort of snowballed from there. And even with food, there was sort of not having grains was a fairly big part, but then that started to creep back in a bit more and a bit more. And it was just the gradual things.
Sourdough.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a downfall. But then I re-listened. Well, I re-listened to my interview with Jennifer Jeffries about bum glue, and then we watched. What did we watch? We watched something about wheat again, and then I was like, oh, yeah, because Steve's like, oh, a bit of sourdough for the kids is fine. Then I was like, now I feel bad giving the sourdough to the kids again. like, it's like, it's one thing for me not to have,
Yep.
then I feel bad about feeding it to them. It's like, okay, we've got to educate. Yeah, they're back into the paleo. So Frankie loves that with it. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Fair enough.
But it was like, oh,
Yeah.
well, I'll have that, just that one thing. And then it does kind of knock on.
Yeah. And like, I guess, to go back to the wild fit thing, it's important to understand that your weight is meant to change. So if you're trying to lose weight, you are supposed to put weight back on. You are supposed to lose weight. You're supposed to cycle through that, and that's actually quite healthy for you.
Mainly because
it's kind of when
stores the toxins. So,
yes.
so which is why that's the purpose of loading in spring, like before going into deep spring, or loading in winter. Before moving into spring and deep spring, is because your fat stores most of the toxins. So you want to be able to kind of build it up, suck it all out, and then release it, so that you're doing that cyclical cleanse on your body.
Yeah, and so it's important to understand that that's a part of it, and that should change. But it's when the poor habits sort of drive that change that you probably need to rethink and go on a 6-week reset.
Yeah, hit the reset button.
Hit the reset button.
6 weeks, I think, this is the same reason why we do 6-week sprints, 8-week cycles with our business plans, right? 6 weeks is short enough not to get too bored or to put things off, or like to realize there's a bit of pace involved. But it's also good for those with ADD not to think that it's too long. I was like, oh my God, am I ever going to get there? It's really.
We used to do 90 days, and 90 days did seem. Hang on.
Yeah.
90 days. Yeah, 90 days.
Yeah, we used to do 90 days. Yep.
Yeah. I just doubted it, and it did feel like just too far.
Yeah.
It seemed like some of those concepts were a little bit too far.
Yeah, I think for me, the reason why I'm a sprinter rather than a long distance runner, or why I love to run stairs, is I need to be able to see the finish line. I need to, like, that really motivates me to move fast. And I think when it's a 3-month thing or longer, it's like it's just over the horizon. It's just outside of reach, and that urgency isn't there. We're doing this, even when we talked about like rolling into 12 weeks tough, like getting to the 6-week milestone, and like it's like, okay, cool, get to that level, and then make your decisions from there. Which is probably why I did love WildFit as well, because it was like each week was a different thing, and then the different cycles kept it. It wasn't the one set steady state. Like, I can't do steady state cardio. Like, it's not the one steady state thing for the whole time, which gets a bit boring and monotonous, and you plateau as well, and don't see those changes. So I think that's one of the reasons why that program. We should sell WildFit. Far out. What are we doing? I'm gonna ring Eric. Send me some WildFit shirts. But I think this is like, we're on the downhill run now. I think it's now. And I'd love to know who read Atomic Habits. Steve's listening to Atomic Habits, but this is where I start doing that thinking around what's the identity of the person that I want to be. So if we think about your bigger long-term, like, life goals, career goals, just who you want to be, like, what does success look like for you? And really paint that picture of success, think about it, and then reverse engineer it. So what's the character traits? Like, what's the identity? What is the persona of the person who lives that success, who gets that success, right? And then back it out from there. What's their habits, behaviors, and routines of the person that has that character, that has that success? Because do you know what I mean? If you're overweight and you've been eating Maccas and drinking beers every night, but you want to be a rig, your brain might go, it's a bit far a leap to go, I want to be, you see the old person run by, but they're like 65 and they're like a rig, and they just overlap you when they're running, and you're like, damn, I want to be like that when I'm that old. right? You see it, there's like a couple of ladies I see in the surf, and I'm like, I want to grow up and be her. But you don't grow up and be her by still sitting on the couch drinking beers and eating Maccas. And and then you go, oh well, I'm not that person. So okay, well, what type of person is that? That's a healthy person. Okay, what's a healthy person? Okay, well, what's a healthy person do? Oh, they probably get up, they definitely train every day, they make better food choices. Okay, cool. Yep. What's better food choices for me? So I think that if we really look at it this week and go, okay, let's start thinking about what's those habits, behaviors, and routines that we want to keep and we want to live by when we come out of 6 weeks solid. How do you live solid?
Yep. Definitely. I think that's the thing for today is, now's the time to start thinking about how do I transition out of a necessarily tight or rigid regime, and how do I move past that into what's the rest? What's the rest? This is the reset where we're trying to set those habits in place. So today, think about what is past. What are you going to be? Who are you going to be after you haven't got Jade and Kyle talking to you every morning?
I think that's a really important thing, right? It's not 6 weeks solid, like just to grind and do the challenge. It wasn't one of those challenges. It was designed to help you set the habits. So the habits are ingrained. And then it's about choosing the ones and how you're going to live them.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's it for today, everyone. Wherever you happen to be watching, please share. Please enjoy the sunrise. Jade's got a wonderful sunrise there. I haven't yet. Daylight savings is on, so it's easier to get there, believe it or not. You can get up and see the sunrise.
Yeah, look at that.
It shouldn't interfere with your day. That's going to be a cracking one today.
Isn't it?
If you think anyone that you know might benefit from what we've been through today or even in the last few weeks, by all means share this content with them. This is totally free. There's nothing that we're trying to get out of it apart from here's a bit of a 6-week march on, reset your habits and be the best person you can be.
Love it. Thanks, Kyle.
Awesome. Have an awesome day, everyone.
A great day, everybody.